So the last big topic I want to be able to talk about today then are dashboards. And there's two different categories of dashboards: personal dashboards and system dashboards. And they are built almost identically. There are some minor differences between the two. And of course, your dashboard list is going to be a little different than the one that's displayed here, because this is one that I took out of my system with dashboards that I built. So if we have multiple dashboards selected from our default dash, we can head on up to Select Dashboards, open that pick list, and review a different dashboard, be it a system dash or a personal dash. When we're building a dashboard and I want to build a personal dashboard, I'm going to head up to My on the top navigation menu and to the Dashboard Manager. I can add a new dashboard. I can play with the layout of an existing dashboard here, or I can delete one. When we're adding a brand new one, we're asked to select from Legacy and Graphical. Our focus is really going to be on legacy dashboards as opposed to graphical. Legacy dashboards are created to hold tiles and different reports on them for quick and easy view, and they can be in 1 or 2 columns. I think the one that you've got that we were looking at in your system earlier is set up with 2 columns. You can also say, is this a default dashboard? So rather than going to the calendar as the first stop when logging into CobbleStone, they would fall onto this dashboard. And then we can set those column widths. I know it says percentage, but it has to equal 98, not 100. Please don't ask me why. I don't have a good answer for you. If you choose to create a graphical dashboard, we're brought to a screen kind of like this. And here you can select the tables inside the system, or you can choose to select an ad hoc report, one or more ad hoc reports against which to build a graphical dashboard. Now you've got a handful of graphical dashboards that come right out of the box. Thankfully, I never got any, sadly. So I definitely recommend taking a look at those. They are a little more work intensive to build because there's a lot of data to juggle. This is all based on a third-party tool that we license, so that's why we don't go too deep into training on them. But if we are building a personal dashboard that is a legacy, we have the options for docs, button tiles, and summary tiles. Docs are probably the most common thing to live on a dashboard. We give the doc a name. We select the doc type. The most common doc type is an ad hoc report, which means you're going to see the ad hoc report, kind of like we just ran, right on your dashboard. There are some other options, like you've seen, we've got calendar. You could nest some web pages right in there. Absolutely optional in there too. But the most common item is definitely an ad hoc report. And then we have the docking zone, left and right columns. So if you're using 2 columns here, you can say left or right. If you only want it to be 1 column wide, my recommendation is to set it to 98 on the left column, 0 on the right column. And that is because the docking zone always defaults to left. So you don't need to change it. You're saving yourself a couple of clicks. And then save doc once you've got everything selected. If you are selecting an ad hoc report, another box appears that says, okay, of all the ad hoc reports available to you, which one would you like to select? Then we have button tiles. These are kind of like launch pads or launching points to other web pages, either inside or outside of CobbleStone. So we give it a name, we give it a URL. We can choose to give it a tooltip, mouse over help text. You can opt to give it an icon. I don't tend to give many icons. You can tweak the background and font colors. I'm going to warn you, the initial palette that's selectable when you hit this arrow is god-awful. They're very bright, ugly colors for the most part. You can change that and go to a grid selection, RGB values, what have you. Internal link. This is important. If you're linking to something inside of CobbleStone, you're going to want this set to yes. What that also means, though, when it comes to the page URL, is we only need the items that come after /core/ in the URL. Again, everything after /core/ in the URL. For an external item, so if we say internal link no, then you need the full URL, including but not limited to http:// or https://. And these tiles appear toward the top of the dashboard. And then we have summary tiles. These are built somewhat similarly. We give it a name, but these are all based on ad hoc reports. Specifically, you need an ad hoc report that is displaying some sort of numeric field. So you'll give it a name, you'll choose the report, then we select the numeric field that's displaying there, and then finally we have the option for a calculation. And this is why I really like summary tiles. I like summary tiles to be able to give me a count. I can say, how many contracts do I have expiring in the next 30 days? 0? Great. I don't need to look at the report. I have 10. I probably want to look at that and see what I need to do. But you can do min, max, sum. There's a number of options available for you there. I really like someone to say, okay, what's the dollar value of all of my contracts that are expiring in the next 30 days? So it's like my contract amount, calculation, sum. Still have the tile tooltip for mouse over help and our color selections, and then we save our tile.